I'd like to introduce our athletic director, Jim Schaus.
Thank you, Tom. It is indeed a great day to be a Bobcat. This is a tremendous day for Ohio men's basketball with the hiring of Saul Phillips. I really want to thank all the people that were involved in this process, but you know, we have a pretty full room. But Saul, when you brought your whole family in here, and we also had to move into another group here, so his wife, Nicole, and we've got his kids, Jordan, Benjamin, Charlie. We've got his sister, his parents. We've got cousins. We got the whole group here now. I mean, that you've already taken up a whole section of the convo already, so that's good stuff. But we welcome you, and those who may be watching on the web stream, just welcome to our family, welcome to Athens, and welcome to Ohio University. This is a magical place, as we all know, and we're just very, very happy and welcome for you to be a part of our family. Many of you may know about Saul Phillips' success as a coach. When you look at his 9 years at North Dakota State, the tremendous rise in the program during his time there, his wins, his successes. This year topped off with a second-round victory in the NCAA tournament over Oklahoma. During the season, many of you may be aware of wins at Notre Dame, at MAC champion Western Michigan. And throughout his career, he's had tremendous success. You may know about his pedigree in coaching. He's worked under some tremendous coaches, under the Bo Ryan coaching trio, Coach Ryan, the head coach at Wisconsin just in the Final Four, Tim Miles at Nebraska, just a variety of other people, Greg McDermott at Creighton, just some of the best coaches. And that's extremely important in this business, to work under the right people. And Saul has worked his way up and had tremendous success in everything that he has done. But one thing you may not know, and you're about to find out here in about 10 seconds, is the kind of person that he is. And that's really important to us. His character, his pedigree, the quality, his enthusiasm. He lit up the room the first time I met him, and it never stopped shining the moment that I spent with him. And you're really going to enjoy his energy, our players, our fans, our media, our administration, our staff, to be able to work with somebody that kind of enthusiasm and energy. And I know I am so excited. I just can't wait. I do want to quickly thank some of the people involved in the search process. Parker Executive Search out of Atlanta did a great job in working with me and making this hire so quickly. It needed to be done that way. They're the best, did a tremendous job. I'd like to thank our president, President McDavis, who was very supportive throughout the process, and he's the best president in the galaxy. He supports Ohio athletics so much. So wanted to thank all those people as well. Saul, you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the new head men's basketball coach at Ohio University, Saul Phillips.
All right, brother.
The journey begins, man.
Yep.
Can't wait to work with you.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be great.
Let's get some things done.
All right, now we got a little jersey for you. Of course, this is our jersey, but we also have your name on the back, and the number 18 is the 18th head coach in our history, our storied history. So I love handing this to you, and I'd be pleased not to have the 19th go out for maybe 2 or 3 decades. So.
Appreciate it. That's awesome. Obviously, our strategy here is to have our family outnumber the media, so that nothing bad can happen here. Anything bad, any tough questions, I got an army back there. You know, I want to start here. First of all, Jim, thank you. Thank you for this whole process. Happened extremely fast, and you made me extremely comfortable in a big hurry. I'd like to thank the president for giving his blessing as well, and I get to meet him later today. I actually got off on the wrong foot with him. I got a call from him. I didn't recognize the area code, thinking it was an assistant that wanted a job. I let it go to voicemail, and I asked for a mulligan, and thankfully he gave it to me. My mom and dad, Ginny and Charlie Phillips, literally have supported me this whole way through. My sister Joan and her husband John, who drove all the way in from Milwaukee, will be driving back after this press conference. You got to find more to do. I mean, come on. Their kids, Kate, JT, Elena, and then most of all, proof that I can recruit for Bobcat Nation, my wife, Nicole, back there. She was a former Miss Wisconsin. I kid you not. It's a 15-2 upset. 16 ones don't happen. My kids, Jordan, Charlie, and Benjamin, who are working. We got a secret Bobcat handshake already, don't we, Jordan? It ends up something with whiskers like that. I don't know, but we're working on it. Yeah, just like that. And you know, I think the biggest thing for everybody in Bobcat Nation to understand is there a big reason why I'm making this move right now. I want my daughter to graduate from high school here, without question. That's a long ways away. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm not joking about that. That 18 is going to stay as 18. Is going to stay at 18 for as long as I can win, and I get that. I got to win a couple of years to make sure I get to those 10 years, right? But what attracted me to the job? Listen, I can use the same template that I've used for success in Fargo, North Dakota, here, and I've got more talent in the area than I had. North Dakota State was an unbelievable place for me for 10 years. I loved it there. I loved my AD. I loved everything about it. We were a long way from a lot of talent base. We got it around here. Let's go to work. I was driving around with Jason Kemp, who will be joining me on staff back there. He was at Toledo previously. He'll be joining me on staff. I was driving around. I looked at him. He looked at me, and I said, we should have gone to college here. I mean, you drive up over that ridge. Wow, this is college. I can sell this. This is great. I look around and I say, this is what you want to be a part of. This is what's there not to like? You talk college town. This is a postcard for a college town. We got great academics. We've got beautiful scenery. We've got a community that loves the Bobcats. What don't we have? Let's sell it. Let's go. For the guys that are in the program now, they don't care what I can sell. They care what I can do for them right now. And I told them, it's tough. I get it. Transitions stink. If you're a player, losing your head coach stinks. There's nothing good about it. But now comes the fun part. I'm not going to be their first coach in college, but I'm going to be their last. And that's a fact. Let's move this thing forward. Let's see where this can go. You know, the men that preceded me were extremely successful, and they deserve the right to move on. And this is no bash on them. I'm at a different point in my life. I want to be here. I want this to be home. Period. Amen. As far as any cynics out there that say it's easy to say, that's easy to do, I like that, by the way. Watch me. Just watch me stay. Watch me not move a muscle to leave town. I like it here. This is good. It's going to be good for a long, long time. You know what? I can sit here and detail for I like to talk a little bit, so we could talk for. Why don't you ask? Can I open up the questions right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't know if I need permission yet. I haven't won a game. I haven't lost a game yet, though, either. Okay. I'll take any questions you have.
You just don't do bad games. I mean,
No.
You ever wind down and go the speed limit?
Ask my wife.
Nope.
You know, it's funny because I think people have this perception of what I'm going to be like on the sideline, like the combination of the Tasmanian devil and a tornado or something like that. But it isn't. I'm going to teach, too. I just like what I do, and I have an enthusiasm for what I do, and I'm not going to hide that. But it is not. I'm not doing WWE on the sideline either. I'm not throwing chairs on the court. I get along fine with the refs. It'll be good that way. But one thing that even after win, loss, whatever, I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing. And I realize how lucky I am to be doing what I'm doing. I mean, I started out in this profession, all I wanted is a chance to be a head coach somewhere. Now look at me. I'm at a beautiful campus, making quite a bit more than my sister ever thought I'd make. I'll tell you that much, right? Next question. Absolutely. You know, it's funny. People go with the Bo Ryan thing right away. I was with him for 10 years of my adult life. That's a pretty good place to start. But I was also with Greg McDermott and Tim Miles, and they're terrific teachers, terrific. There's parts from each of them. With Bo, the valuing of the basketball, taking care of the ball. We're going to try to decrease our turnovers every year, not just from this year, but from next year to the next year, every year. I finally got it down to 9.6 in Fargo, got under 10, so I was allowed to leave. That's basically what it amounts to. With McDermott, some of the offensive things he did. I used to babysit Doug McDermott. He was a pretty good player, and I killed him one-on-one. Killed him. Now, he was 6, but I killed him. He couldn't even get a shot off when I locked in. No, and Miles, you talk about infectious personality. I'm decaffeinated compared to him. I mean, it's not close. But the bottom line is, I didn't come out of the womb predestined to be a really good basketball coach. I was placed in front of people that really know how to teach. And if I kept my ears open and my mouth shut, the mouth shut thing was a challenge at times for me. But if I listened and learned, I was certainly destined to have a chance to do some pretty good things. And I can't wait to apply it at a place like this. Again, I appreciate every job I've gotten, from the $4,000 and a stipend and tuition credit at Wayne State College in Nebraska, where I was working for. I thought I was the luckiest guy in the world. My mom and dad can attest to that. I thought that I've made it. $4,000 in graduate school. I've made it. So I guess I think I've made it again. I don't know. It's a pretty good deal.
What's the trademark to the Saul Phillips style of basketball?
Well, certainly the biggest thing I wanted to do is take care of the basketball. But on a separate note, I want it to look like we're having fun out there. I think you watch so many coaches go through, they get beat down by mid-February. They got the big bags under their eyes, and it looks like you're going, this isn't brain surgery. It isn't rocket science. We could try to make it out to be, and maybe I should say it is so I can sell more instructional DVDs. Maybe that would help. But the bottom line is, it's going to be, and it's always going to be about the players in the program. We've got great things here. This arena is wonderful. This town is wonderful. This fan base is wonderful. Our budget, what they allow us to do, is wonderful. But the most important resource that I have are the players in my locker room. Those are the guys that go out and win and lose games. And I'm going to get those guys as close to me as I possibly can. I'm going to try to get them to believe in me, and I'm going to try to put all the belief I can in them. We're going to go forward as a unit. And you know what? There'll be ups and downs. I really doubt over the course of this contract I'm going undefeated. I don't think that's happening. If I do, I want to raise. But the bottom line is, I hope you see a group that just, as you look at them out on that court, you go, that is a close-knit group. And you know what? That needs some work, because there's been turnover here as head coaches. Again, not to point anything. My predecessors made terrific decisions for them. And certainly from a financial standpoint, you can't argue with them. But look at what's left in the wake. You got kids that don't know what system they're running anymore. They don't know. They just met a guy from North Dakota for the first time that came in and sounded crazy to them probably. But they're going to find out that there's a lot of substance behind this. There's a lot of things that I want to do for them that they don't even know they need yet. And that's really where we go forward with this. I spent all day long, with the exception of a sojourn around campus, I spent all day long meeting with players. And tomorrow we're going to get on the court and start working. And I can't think of a better medium for me to get to know them and them to get to know me than the practice court out there. That's where I do my best work, and that's why they're here. That's what they love to do. So you keep it that simple. I want to put, I told a couple guys this today, I want tomorrow for them to be more normal for them than today was, or yesterday was, or the day their former coach left was. Just keep stacking normal days in front of each other. Trust will be gained. We'll keep teaching. We'll go from there.
Coach, you've had a taste of the tournament. I mean, is that something that just makes it more tangible, more real for you?
Oh, I'd rather go than not go. Yeah, I know. There's nothing better. And I think ultimately, if you're in any league that has a chance to go, your goal has to be that. Come on, let's face it. I mean, we can talk about everything else. You're trying to make NCAA tournaments. Can we do it this year? I don't know. Can we get better tomorrow? All I know is that you're trying to position a program so that it can compete year in, year out. And you know what? The only year we can do anything about is this year right now, so let's get to work on that one. But yeah, without doubt, that's the big carrot at the end of the stick. And it's that and regular season conference championships have to be our goal, period.
What's your impressions of the MidAmerican Conference?
Love it. That's why I'm here. It's a terrific league. You know what? You know what's really undervalued? Find me a more stable league that's in a comparable level. Mid-American's not going anywhere. You can't say that about every league. It's transient out there. These schools are brought together because they have a lot of similarities. And that makes for always compelling recruiting battles. It makes for compelling games. We've dabbled in this league. We haven't gotten teams to come up. The only team we ever got up to Fargo was Western Michigan, and they only came because it was a bracket buster game. Other than that, seems to me they didn't like the cold that much. At least now I get to play them, right? I love this league. I do. And, you know, it's the other thing, too. You look from a student-athlete perspective, it's not so far-flung all over the United States that, I mean, I've played games everywhere from Texas Pan American to New Jersey Tech. I mean, I've been all over it's nice to get some stability, some familiarity. It's been a great league. It's turned out great players. It's turned out great teams. And certainly teams that do well in this league, including Ohio, have a chance to make some noise in the tournament. So, yeah, the league is extremely, extremely appealing to me.
So, I was just wondering, this recruiting class is a big one for Ohio. Do you have a chance to, look over it? Do you feel, maybe you can keep it together?
You know, I'm going to certainly try. I'm going to be in front of everybody and I want to. I do. But I know this, and I've always said this, that there's always players out there. We're gonna put a good team on the floor. I know that. I'm gonna go to each kid's house. I'm gonna look them in the eye. See, I'm protecting this program. We've got good players. We've got good players in the program. We've got good players on the line. My job is to keep moving forward. So yeah, no, I'll be in front of them. We'll see what we can do. But I have never been one to dwell on any single decision. We're gonna move forward no matter what. I do look forward. Can you imagine the looks on their faces when I sit down in their living room? It's going to be different, right? I'm not going to come in bashful, and I've got a plan. You'd play for me, wouldn't you? Yeah, let's go. So then we got a chance, right? Okay, well, are you any good? Stand up. Too short. Forget it. I got you.
What's your philosophy on scheduling?
I'm for it. No, I think you gotta match it with your roster. We got 6 games open. I'm gonna get the guys out on the court. I'm gonna work them out a little bit. I know our guys are interested in playing super aggressive schedules. Certainly we'll have some aggressive scheduling. We played the 20th strongest non-conference strength of schedule last year at North Dakota State. That gives you an idea. Now, there are years where that's a suicide mission. You don't do that. Let's see how we are first. I can watch tape all day long, which I will. I like to get them on the court. That's kicking the tires and looking under the hood a little bit. Let's see where we're at. And, again, we've got a big chunk of this schedule left to fill. And ultimately, it'll be a schedule that'll help get us the highest RPI possible. And that sounds like I'm just going to go crazy on strength of schedule. No, you have to have wins in there too. And we got our RPI in Fargo, North Dakota. We were able to get our RPI up to 35 in the nation. There's a system to it and a calculus. I've got that all right here, and you can't see it.
You mentioned a bit of your staff already. What kind of staff decisions have you made so far?
We are in intense negotiations with former North Dakota State assistant Will Ryan. He is the son of Bo Ryan. He's been with me for 7 years at North Dakota State. We'll go into seclusion, stare each other down. wipe the sweat off our brows, slam the table, and I feel decent that might happen. The third spot, there's a lot of considerations. There are people in-house that I need to consider. There are people outside that I know very well that I need to consider. I think we're in such a, understand that 5 days ago, I thought I'd be flying back to Fargo, that's for sure. Now I've got serious laundry and underwear issues, and I'm sitting here in Athens, right? We'll take care of that, and then we'll figure out the third assistant in operation. I know this is an attractive job, but I could tell that because my phone's broken right now. Literally, my phone just resigned. It said I'm done, okay? We'll put together an outstanding staff, but certainly my first two hires tipped the hand a little bit to the direction we're going. I want to base this program on high school kids. That doesn't mean you can't take a transfer, don't get me wrong, but the foundation is going to be high school kids. We're going to start close to home and work our way out. If we're having to fly all over America to recruit all the time, then I think we've missed our home base. Because I really think that I've got a lot to sell. I don't know why a kid from the state of Ohio wouldn't want to go to school here, period. And high school coaches, watch out, I'm coming. I'll be in your office before you know it. I'll try to get you after school so don't get in trouble from the principal for being too loud.
Could you break down when you got the call from Jim or how that all worked out? I mean, this was like a world record for coaching.
Yeah, Jim apparently does things fast. I learned that in a hurry. You don't care if I take him right down, do you? All right. Friday night, and keep in mind that this is a dangerous time for me because the Badgers and Bo Ryan were in the Final Four, and my hotel room filled up with former teammates and friends. I got a call at 4 o'clock saying that they'd like to interview at 6. So I stepped over bodies and laundry and bags and started getting ready. They asked me where I was going. I said, don't worry about it, or you're writing a book. Headed out the door, interviewed that night. The next day, the next day was kind of quiet between Jim and I. We had that conversation, but the next day that's what search firms doing what they do, right? Probably a background check, which I asked. You don't go back and ask college girlfriends any questions, do you? Because that made me nervous. He assured me that's not what we're looking for. During the first game at the Final Four, things started to get serious between my representative and the search firm. And by the second game, the tip of the Wisconsin game, which I desperately wanted to see, but I forgive you, it worked out okay. Actually, we watched part of the second half. I was told by Parker Search Firm that it's probably best for me if I start heading back down toward downtown. And, it was that quick. So here I am in Athens. Next question.
Coach, for someone who's not familiar with, let's say, a student who just has seen your name, how do you describe yourself to that student and get them excited about the basketball team?
How would you describe me after seeing me? Yeah, I mean, boy, the adjectives there. They may have a thesaurus. Listen, I clearly love what I do. I think that's probably, this doesn't seem like work to me, does it? To you? I mean, I love what I do. I love coaching. I love to develop kids. I love the relationship I have with kids. I say kids, they're grown-ups, but it's such a neat time in their life to be involved with them. They've got some answers, but not all the answers yet, and sometimes they have to be steered in the right way. Is sound familiar up there, by the way? Exactly. Here's what I know, that I do a couple things. I love my family, as evidenced by the throng back there, and I love to coach basketball. And to get much more complicated than that, you're going to be vastly disappointed. That's what I do, and I love it. Man, it's my life, and I get to do it every day of the week. And I can't wait to continue that here. It's that simple. I am not a Rubik's Cube here or one of those pictures you look at that if you stare at it long enough, a different picture comes up. That's not me. I'm not complex. I am what I am, and I love it.
Coach, what was the deciding factor that whatever came up that you knew that this is where you wanted to be?
Well, it's funny because honestly, 2001, we brought the Wisconsin Badgers here. I was operations guy, and I drove out of town thinking to myself, I want to coach there someday. That's a great college town, great arena, great fans. So that part was done. You know, I worked at North Dakota State for a great, great man in Gene Taylor. Quality of life is very important to me. And honestly, the only thing that I was really looking at when I walked in was a comfort level with Jim, and that was taken care of in about the first 10 minutes. I went from looking around to, I really want this. I almost just didn't leave his room. Just stay there. What's he going to do? Remove me? Good luck. But no, there wasn't a lot of decision to be made. And it wouldn't have been that way everywhere because, like I say, I had a job that I really, really liked and appreciated. And I had a boss and a president there that I really, really liked and appreciated. And I had a bunch of kids that, honestly, it ripped my heart out to tell them goodbye. They took it a lot better than I did. In fact, I got worried at the end. I told them, you know, guys, shouldn't you be a little more upset with me, or are you just happy to see me go? And we decided that we'd just all make a race to the NCAA tournament and call it a day. So they were great about it, but it still didn't make it easy for me to leave them. That's made a little bit better today as you meet the new young men that you're going to get to coach and you start leading them on their way, and we'll develop the same type of relationships that I had with those guys.
You pay attention to Twitter, and your new players are just there. You did a great job talking to them the first time.
They haven't seen anybody quite like me. That's all. You know, I don't know. I don't do Twitter. I don't know. Here's what I know. If I hope everybody in our program and around our program, if they're at all nervous, is just able to step back and say, just give this thing a little while. We'll be fine. I've got a system, not a magic wand. There's a big difference. And, you know, fortunately, we got a lot of opportunity. The access that the NCAA allows us, our kids in the summer, the chance to go on a foreign trip, things like that. Every second I spend with them and every second they spend with me, there's going to be a greater understanding between the two of us, and that's going to really help us out in the long run. I know that.